Welcome back. All right, so if you're wondering what kind of Vegas jersey this is, well, it's a Cobra Kai jersey I got from Geeky Jerseys, and it's because it's a No Mercy game. Earlier in the season I wanted to wear the No Mercy jersey, and then the game wasn't a No Mercy game after all, and I was like, oh, I'll save it for later, and what better time than now? Florida's in deep trouble. Florida's getting outplayed, and really, I know people are going to complain about the officiating, and I know what the complaints are going to be. I've seen them online during the game, but Vegas is just flat out outplaying them, and they're taking advantage of their chances. Bobrovsky with another not great game tonight. Vegas has definitely got a game plan there, and they're just beating them. Aiden Hill is playing really, really well. So I think the offense has been better from Vegas, the defense has been better from Vegas, and so has the goaltending. You might be able to win a game if you're dominating one of the three, but if you're not dominating any of the three, you're in it. And it's Bobrovsky versus Hill to start this. Wayne Newton on the siren. I have to say, look good. And I haven't seen Wayne Newton I think it's 4 times we've been to Vegas. Well, we're going again next month. Or in a couple of months. 6 weeks. Anyways, Panthers dressed 11 forwards and 7 defensemen tonight. So no Zach Dalpe in the lineup. They dressed Casey Fitzgerald. That was seen as probably being precautionary because Gudas was not 100%. He didn't finish the warm-ups. Vegas was paying attention to that as well, and I know Florida fans not happy with how this turns out. So Stevenson has a rush chance is kicked aside. Vegas presses. Pietrangelo has a shot that's blocked. Near miss for William Karlsson. Reinhardt had a 3-on-2 shot that was blocked. Montour then has a shot that's tipped aside. Pressed by Vegas at 4 minutes. Verhaeghe was then denied on a fast break. Hill holds on. It was a really good back and forth early in this one. Montour then has a screenshot that's saved on a face-off win as Hill really did his best to make sure that Florida did not get on the board early in this. The fans then call one. The referee does not. Smith has a shot that's blockered out. Gudas blocks the Stevenson net drive. So when he was out there, Gudas was okay. But I noticed on one of the shifts, he came over to the bench and one of his teammates like, you okay? And he's like, yeah, I'm fine. Shots are 3-2 for Florida, 5.5 minutes in. Barbashev then flattened Gudas during a delayed penalty. So Vegas was going to get a power play, and then he flattens Gudas there. And Gudas would exit. He did not return to the game. I would think he's highly unlikely to play in the next one, right? Stone then can't bury one in close during that power play, but early in it, Marchessault does score the power play marker. Stevenson and Eichel with the assists at 7:05. Marchessault started the playoffs slowly. He has really picked it up since then, though. So that one's wired through a screen. The Panthers look to answer. There's a press by Vegas at 8.5 minutes. Pietrangelo has a shot that's blocked. Fitzgerald then had a shot the other end. That's blocked. Stevenson with the net feed. That gets picked off. Stone, aggressive on steal attempts. I want to talk about Stone for a moment here. What impresses me with Stone is he forces those turnovers. He doesn't get hooking calls. He doesn't get slashing calls. He doesn't get trips. And a lot of the time when somebody's that aggressive defensively, they have to take some penalties, right? Stone does it, and he does it in such a way that I think the guy who's got the puck doesn't even realize he's lost it half the time. So, Stone playing well. Montour then has a shot that's blocked. That's cleared out. Lundell fires one wide on a rush. Raw has a shot that saved. The rebound's cleared. Good stretch without a whistle, about 6 minutes. Really good, fast-flowing action there. Vegas then gets another power play. Maurice disagreed. Do not read his lips on that. If you see any kind of replay, just don't. Just don't do it. Early clear, the Panthers with an aggressive penalty kill, and that leads to making it a 4-on-4 for 16 seconds, and then Florida goes to the power play. Barkov has a shot that's saved. Tkachuk is then denied. Montour has a shot that's blocked. The rebound was cleared out. Verhaeghe's denied. The power play's killed off. 5 shots by Florida, although I believe they adjusted that up to 6. So Aiden Hill, fantastic. So for Florida, they probably should have had a goal there, but Aiden Hill being a wall. And then not long after, at 17:59, Martinez with his first of the playoffs from Barbashev. And it was a shot where he was partly screened by Mahura in front. So I don't think Bobrovsky saw it there. But at any rate, it was a brief press and it's in the net. Vegas then presses for another. Forsling has a screenshot that was saved in the final minute. So after the first period, it's 2-0. And you can tell the next goal is the key, right? If Florida can get some momentum in the second period. Well, second period, Montour had a wraparound chance that was saved. Montour has to be getting frustrated. He's getting a lot of opportunities over the last, 8-9 games. He's not getting points anymore. Barbashev then has a rush that's defended. But then out of the corner, into the slot, and buried. Nick Roy Nice play there. Defensive miscue by Florida. They take advantage. Carrier and Whitecloud with the assist at 2:59. So that makes it 3-0 in favor of Vegas. And I put that's the game. Like, I figured that's it. I could not see Florida scoring 4 goals in this game. It is interesting because all season we heard about how the East is better. Whoever comes out of the East is going to destroy whoever comes out of the West. The West is done. The East is so much better. And there will be people who say, well, it was Florida. If it had been Boston, if it had been... But Florida beat the teams that were supposed to be the best in the East. So, the Panthers look to answer. In fact, the shots are 4-1 in Florida's favor 4 minutes in. Barbashev goes beast mode. Bobrovsky kicks one aside. It was not on the net, though. There's a near miss for Bennett. His next shot is blocked, and then it's tic-tac-toe on the zone entry. So the puck goes the other way, and it's in the net. It's Howden from Stone and Stevenson. That's at 7 minutes and 10 seconds. And that ends the night for Sergei Bobrovsky as Vegas scored on their first 2 shots. So it takes till 7:10 for them to get their second shot of the period. So good defense, right? Both shots go in. So Lions in. Lundell then has a shot that's saved. The rebound's cleared. Things get pushy and punchy on a hold by Hill. So we get 4-on-4 coming out of that. Carlson had a one-timer. That was saved. Stone had a slot shot. That was held. We then get a power play for the Florida Panthers, and they had to score here. This is just, you absolutely have to. You're down 4-0. So they cycle early. Tkachuk has a shot that deflects out. Barkov had a shot that was saved. There's a near miss for Reinhart. It's cleared out. Verhaeghe has a shot that's held. The power play's killed off 4 shots. So 10 shots in their first 2 power plays, but they can't beat Hill. Hill playing absolutely fantastic hockey. The fans then call one. The referee doesn't. And then he gives Vegas another penalty. So the fans not happy there. Montour has a shot that's caught and held, and Hill is really dialed in here. Vegas clears. They kill it off. Just the 1 shot on net. Marchessault has a rush chance. That's held. Stevenson fires one wide on a rush as well. Barkov gets tied up on an open net chance. So he's got that open net, yawning cage, but he's tied up, can't bury it. Tkachuk then flattened Eichel. That draws a crowd. Now, there seems to be some misunderstanding. There's 2 and 10 given to Tkachuk. Tkachuk gets 2 minutes for roughing. He was not penalized on the hit. So there was some debate about whether or not, no, the hit's clean. Eichel clearly shaken up. I think he went to the quiet room. I think it was for concussion protocol that he ended up going to the room. It may have been shoulder related to, I don't know. He looked kind of shaky as he left the ice, so could have shaken up his shoulder, his neck. It could have been anything, but I'm thinking it was probably the quiet room. And so that's 10 minutes for Tkachuk plus the 2, but they even it out, so it's 5-on-5. So no power play results from all of that. Eichel exits, as I said. Last minute, we get a press by the Panthers, and then things get pushy on a hold by Hill. Here's the thing. All of this pushing and shoving, that's not going to bother Vegas at all. Not in the slightest. Previous opponents that Vegas has had, previous opponents that the Panthers have had, they've been able to get into the heads of their opponents with that play. It's not going to work on Vegas. So we go to the third period with the score 4-0. Eichel back in the game, and it takes 14 seconds for Florida to make it interesting. It didn't stay interesting, but they made it interesting briefly. Lundell scores from Duclair, and he buries a rebound in close, and it went in off Martinez as well. So it's kind of a bank shot off Martinez's leg and in, but you'll take it if you're Florida. You will absolutely take that. Makes it 4-1. The Panthers press for another. Montour fires one wide. Duclair then has a net feed that's picked off, and then Marchessault kind of in alone. Defensive coverage, iffy there. Eichel wins a board battle, gets it over to Marchessault, and at 2 minutes and 10 seconds, he ends any tension that was left in this game and makes it a 5-1 score in favor of the Vegas Golden Knights. So that really doused the comeback hopes, because until that goal went in, Florida had a little bit of momentum, and it felt like maybe if they got the next one. Power play then for Vegas, early clear by the Panthers. Vegas set up, they cycle. Stone to Marchessault, there's a near miss there. Martinez has a screenshot that's saved, and that's the only shot on the power play. But they don't really need to score on the power play at this point. Then there's a shoulder save on McNabb. Eichel has a shot that's held as the Knights press. Amadio was then denied twice, and it's all Vegas at this point, up by 4. Barkov then has a net feed that's picked off, and then there's a 2-on-1, and Amadio, he buries this one. Carlson with the assist at 10:33. So that's on a 2-on-1. And then, well, Florida answers. At 12:46, Tkachuk scores from Bennett and Mahura, makes it 6-2. So he scored on a rebound off of a rush. And this is where, again, Are they going to come back and score 4 more? No. But at least, you get yourself on the board. Maybe a little bit of momentum. Now, he had been benched for a bit too. So Tkachuk came out of the box after the 2-10, and he was stapled to the bench for a bit by Paul Maurice. And so this is his first shift, and he gets a goal, right? That's what you want to see as a response. But then after a goal line stand by Hill that initially I thought had probably gone in the net, but yeah, he didn't. Shea Theodore helped save that too. Tkachuk ends up getting a 10-minute misconduct. He's out of the game. The referees, they were doing, and we've seen this in the playoffs, 10, you're gone. 10, you're gone. And, it's one of those things where after the whistle, you need to be careful. The referees will usually alert the team, listen, I'm going to start taking guys out. We don't want this to escalate. Stanley Cup final. So he takes himself out of the game. And it's interesting because, again, 4 days ago, we were talking about, great Tkachuk is and, maybe a Conn Smythe. And now they're down 2-0. And for Tkachuk, a ton of penalty minutes. So things get pushy with 3:46 left at the benches. More guys get thrown out. 3:32 left. Vegas gets a power play. Barbashev was definitely under their skin. He throws a reverse hit on Duclair, and Duclair gets up and cross-checks him. So Duclair was done. And on the power play, they didn't really try to score, but they get one. Howden gets one from the slot. So, yeah, if you give him a slot shot, he'll take it. But up until then, they were just basically killing the clock. 17:52, it's Howden from Amadio and Carrier. So Amadio with a goal and an assist tonight. Things then get pushy with 1:19 left. There's more misconducts. Again, it's not going to work on Vegas. It's just not. Florida has to come up with some other plan here. And then the We Want the Cup chant starts. That is the first We Want the Cup chant I have heard in the playoffs since Boston in Game 1, or was it Game 2? Might have been Game 4 even. But yeah, it didn't end well for Boston. I get the feeling it might be a better chant. And it feels more at home and in the right place in the Stanley Cup final to chant We Want the Cup. 7.1 seconds left. We get more pushing and punching. That leads to a Florida power play to end the game. Your final score is 7-2. Florida's now 0-6 all-time in the Stanley Cup final, and they still have no wins in Vegas. Vegas up 2-0 with this huge victory. And Vegas outscoring Florida 12-4 so far in these playoffs. The 3 stars in this, Marchessault, Barbashev, and Hill. Shots on net, 11-10 Vegas in the first, 13-7 Florida in the second, 10-7 Vegas in the third. Final shots, 30-28 for Florida. But remember, the shots don't matter. Power plays, 0-4 for Florida, 2-4 for the Vegas Golden Knights. The hits were 44-24 for Florida. Bobrovsky saves 9 out of 13. Lions save 12 out of 15. And at the other end, Aiden Hill saves 28 out of 30. So Bobrovsky's stats take a big hit tonight. I don't know what you do if you're Florida going home for Game 3, but they've got to figure it out. They have to figure it out quickly because this series, all the momentum is with Vegas, and it kind of feels like we might be 2 games away from having the Stanley Cup winner decided. This is looking pretty one-sided at this point. And again, it's the team out of the West that looks like is going to end up winning this. So we'll see what happens from here. But again, Florida's down 2-0. They haven't been down 2-0 in these playoffs. They, of course, were down 3-1 against Boston. But this is different. They were a road warrior team coming in, and Vegas ended that. Ended their 8-game road winning streak in the last game, and now they've got them with 2 straight losses on the road. And again, lopsided losses, both of them. And we'll see what happens in Game 3. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.